Hey guys, Dr. Morse, Injury Experts. So let's talk about one of the best players in the NFL, Saquon Barkley. Currently going as the running back 1 in PPR leagues and finished an absolutely incredible season in 2024. Despite rushing for over 2,000 yards in the regular season, despite being on the number 1 team that finished the Super Bowl and hoisted that trophy, Saquon still didn't end up finishing as the RB1, second only to Jahmyr Gibbs. But if we look at how this played out, this is one of the best Saquon seasons we've ever seen, arguably only comparable to his rookie season. Getting a little bit older, and now the question is the juice worth the squeeze? They still have an elite line, although it may not be quite as good. They're still going to do the tush push, which substantially lowers the amount of rushing touchdowns that Saquon gets versus, say, someone like Derrick Henry. Look at the running back lanes and numbers from 0 to 5 yards between Lamar Jackson and between Jalen Hurts. Now add the majority of those points to Saquon Barkley, and you would see a substantial jump that you get with Derrick Henry. So that's still there. Maybe their defense isn't quite as good, so maybe their offense has to throw a lot more, which they didn't do last year. I read a crazy stat yesterday that only 9 snaps by Jalen Hurts in I think after like the 6th or 7th game came when they were trailing in the 4th quarter or whenever the exact time frame was. It was crazy. I was like, so obviously they ran the ball a lot. They didn't throw to Saquon that much, and that was part of the reason why he didn't finish as the RB1, and the fact that he set out game 17 or 18, week 18, game 17 for him. But the most important thing I want to talk about is his injury risk. Now, we know he's one of the top NFL running backs. That's not much of a question. But if you were to peel back, how many running backs have rushed 400 times between rushing and receiving over the course of a regular season plus a postseason? The data is not pretty, especially the past 10 years. If we go back to 1998, there's a ton of guys who did it, but the NFL has dramatically changed over the past 10 years. There's only been 4 guys, 4 instances that have done it. Zeke, Christian McCaffrey once, Christian McCaffrey twice, and now Saquon. The problem with that small sample size is only Zeke had a good next season. The 2 following seasons after Christian McCaffrey's 400-plus touch season, the wheels fell off. Now, I won't even use 400 as a threshold. Saquon had 482 touches over the course of regular and postseason. And he missed week 18. So you have to understand that is a lot of volume. And this is a guy coming off of multiple high ankle sprains and an ACL in the past. He's starting to get to that point where he's about to begin his decline if he hasn't already. If there are any injuries, which wouldn't be surprising after a monster season, we didn't hear of them. But I have significant concerns regarding Saquon heading into 2025. Being the RB1 in ADP, you do not have a choice to buy low on him. He's going in the first 5 to 6 picks of the draft, just depending on the specs of the draft and where guys think about him and who they're targeting. But Bijan is safer with higher upside. Jahmyr is safer and with higher upside. And then we start talking about Ashton Genty, and we start talking about Achane, and some of the other guys that will get way more targets, especially if you play in PPR, and have comparable upside with not as much injury risk. Okay, if I told you Saquon was going to miss 3 to 4 games in 2025 with an injury, would you still draft him in the first round? That's a realistic question you need to ask yourself. So that's how I'm presenting the scenario for Saquon Barkley to be considered. Talent is there, offensive line is there, overall everything's there. But there are just a couple red flags that may be large enough for me to say, nope, I'm moving on from that name and drafting someone with similar upside but less risk, who's younger, healthier, and has less wear and tear on his tires. I will present more to you tomorrow. The injury draft guide will be out on Friday, August 1st. It has everything you need to smash your draft and place some beautiful bets for season long. And the rookie draft guide is already available. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow.